Okay, good evening everyone. Hopefully TikTok works tonight and everybody gets the notifications. How is everyone? A little bit later than I normally am, but what did they say? Better late than never, right? Hello, Nessie. Yes, we have people coming in. Lovely, lovely, lovely to see everyone. I'm just gonna wait and see if a few more people join. Hello, Jeff Gannon. Hello, hello, hello. Yes. TikTok has come. Hello, Be Earth Aware. Thank you for everyone saying hi. Thank you for the likes and the roses. Absolutely beautiful. I'm just waiting. On a few people just popping on because TikTok's a little bit slow this end. Hello, Anne-Marie. Hello, hello. There they all are. I am good, thank you. Hello, Minnie Honey. Hello, Michelle McCartney. Hello, hello. Hello, Anne. Man. Who else have we got? Hello, Nicole. Hello, Yasmin. Yay, Yasmin's in the building. Lovely to see so many people jumping on. Good evening, good evening. Hello, Susan. Hello, Lucy. Hello, Mary. Mon. Hello, Janet. So many people jumping on, so thank you. I'm all hearts and flowers tonight. I just decided, I've just been finishing doing a TikTok. As many of you know, I help people who are in need, especially abused women. I'm the founder of Purple Hearts Unite, where we unite together as one army of warriors. So if you've been through abuse or bullying, display a purple heart on your profile just to let other women, children and men that are going through abuse know that you're a safe place that they can go to and speak to. Sometimes all women need, all abused warriors need, is someone just to be there and to listen. So a lot of my time I flick through TikTok, and if I see someone in need, I'm always replying or always duetting. So just before I came on this, there was a lady who was basically at the end of her tether. And it was one of these, would you sit with me? Well, yes. My readings came second to this lady. I thought, no, she deserves a duet. So hence why sometimes I am a little bit later than usual on my readings, because I'm an empath and I just can't turn people away that need that help and support. Hello, Debbie. Lovely to see you. Yay, we're seeing lots of people jumping on now. Yes, Be Earth Aware. Yes, I'm in the UK as well. Bonnie Scotland. I'm a Scottish witch. I'm one of the original old traditional Scottish witches. I live up in county of Fife, up here in Scotland, next to a large forest, so I am in my element here. It's just me and my partner, but we love it here. Oh, thank you. Hello, Paul Bowden. Yeah, they say, don't they, that witches go into the woods to heal. It's one of our favourite places. Just connecting with nature and everything. So before I get started with the card of the day and my usual draw for 7 readings tonight, for all my new viewers, and I always do a little introductory to who I am. I'm the Mystic Witch, Lady Moonlight. I'm a Reiki master, but I'm also a medium. I have very poor physical sight. In fact, they deemed me registered blind a few years back. My sight was so bad. However, my third eyesight is makes up for it in lots of ways. I've been communicating with spirits since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, basically, for as long as I can remember. I was blind, totally blind until I was 5. Got a little bit of sight back, and then about 10 years ago had a cataract operation, which they said would improve my vision somewhat. It didn't. It actually made it worse, so I lost a lot more vision through that operation. And it didn't bother me because I still had my third eye vision. I think I would have been more upset if it had destroyed my third eye vision, because I've been communicating with my spirit guides and those in spirit since as far back as I can remember, and to lose that would pretty much be devastating. And because I can't work, because of my sight, obviously, helping others is what I love to do. Probably the filter. It's probably, I've got my hair up as well. I don't have my hair down. Usually I have my hair down, but it's growing so long right now, and I've got my hair down and I've got this little filter thing going on with the eye makeup that goes with it, which is pretty witchy. So yeah, that's probably why I look a bit different. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. If I can help, Lynn, then I will. Oh, thank you. My night is going absolutely fine. Hello, Brogan. Lovely to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, it's lovely to see familiar names coming in as well as new names. So to all the new people here, hello, hello, hello. Lovely to meet you too, BC Beck Mystery. Lovely name. Love names like that. I get drawn to certain names and it's like, oh, lovely. Well, today it was a bit cloudy. We were hoping to go to Anstruther today, which is a beautiful seaside village that we absolutely love to visit when the weather's good. And we normally go during the week when it's a little bit quieter. Wouldn't you know, Saturday and Sunday we had an absolute heat wave here. Today it was a little bit more overcast. We're hoping tomorrow is going to be a really good day so that we can go to Anstruther, and I will be taking some photos and putting them on my TikTok. I love going by the sea. Oh, I love, yeah. Hello. Once I start rolling the cards, that's when things start coming through. Thank you so much for your wonderful comments. Oh, Carrie, you guys get so much better heat. Years ago when I was younger, we stayed in Preston, and in fact, I was just talking to my partner about that not so long ago. I can remember, and I can't remember whether it was 74 or 1977. Now I'm showing my age, right? But my mother used to buy us those little flippy floppy things for the summer because we just wouldn't keep, well, especially me, I wouldn't keep shoes on my feet. So she used to get the little flip flops. and it was the hottest summer on record, to the point that any surface that had tarmac, the tar started to melt. Well, me and my brother thought this was absolutely amazing for making footprints in the melted tar. And we would go home with tar stuck to the bottom of our flip-flops, and my mum had to chuck them out because obviously the tar had ruined them, but we thought it was great. She must have spent a fortune on flip-flops that year. But yeah, I remember the heat so well down south. Oh, the Inverness is lovely. Yeah. But yeah, it was up here yesterday. Apparently the temperature had reached 28, which for Scotland is really, really unusual. So yeah, I didn't do much ticky-tocky things yesterday. I was too much out in the garden enjoying the sun and probably melting. Yes, I'm reading tonight. I'm going to do my usual. I'm going to do card of the day for everyone. This time I'm going to do the card of the day with the moon cards. And then I'm going to do my usual. I'm going to do a draw for 7 people. The reason I don't do quick cards is because the way that I read, I prefer to take my time when I'm reading for each person. It means that only 7 people will get a reading tonight. However, it's not all bad news. I have a readings list on my profile page, and it's on the pinned post. And if you put card please, I put you on my readings list, and every day I go through my readings list and I do little mini readings for everyone that is on that list, and I tag your name in your reading. So even if you don't get picked tonight, after the card of the day, it's not on any loss. Anyone can put their name on the waiting list. I have got the waiting list down quite a bit because was it yesterday or the day before, I did a load of the readings just to bring the list down a bit, but there is still a little bit of a waiting list for that. Failing that, and usually I do a live reading card of the day and 7 readings, and then the next day I do a topic, and then the next day I do a card reading. But you guys have been absolutely wonderful. So I'm deciding to do a doubler this week. So there'll be a card reading tonight for 7 people and a card reading again tomorrow night for 7 people. So you've used lucky guys. Have got me 2 days in a row doing readings. Just because I know people have jumped in my DM box and let me know how much they appreciate my readings. And of course, my readings live are free, but I do appreciate the gifts that people give. But I'm not one that I like to ask for gifts or anything. I just love to do readings to help people. I do full booked readings, but they're not free. Oh, no problem. Oh, Emily, I hope that I can get you picked tonight. Oh, that's okay. I was late anyway. What do moons do? Apart from the ebb and flow of tides, moons can actually have a huge impact on our lives. We are 85% water, and the rest of the percent we are flesh and blood. But So obviously the moon is going to affect our moods, but also we can manifest things on the full moon and the new moon as well. The new moon can also take away past hurt and pain if you ask it. It's quite magical and quite in depth. But yeah, the moon can do quite a lot. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the likes and the shares, everyone, and for the roses. So, and the gifts, of course. You are all amazing. So I'm gonna do 7 readings with these cards, but I'm gonna shuffle this deck. Now, the card of the day is a general card for absolutely everyone. And what I tend to do is I shuffle the cards, and as I'm shuffling them, I just simply ask my guides if they will pick a card that can resonate for absolutely everyone that watches this live. And then what I do after the card of the day is I ask everybody to start sharing emojis, not just now, but after the card of the day. Because I struggle with my vision, it's really difficult for me to see names unless I'm really close to the screen. So what I tend to do is I ask people to start sending emojis up the screen, and whatever emoji I am drawn to, then I look at the name attached to that emoji and they get picked for a reading. As I said, if you don't get picked tonight, please feel free to put your name on my readings list on the profile. Failing that, I'm back again tomorrow night to do more readings. So let's shuffle the energy into these cards and see how we go. Clouds in the moon, anything on earth or sky is energy. Sometimes you can see images in clouds. You can scry clouds. And you can actually see images in clouds. How many of us have looked up at the sky and seen a heart shape in the clouds, or you've seen maybe angels, a shape of an angel in the cloud, etc. We are all connected. Earth, sky, universe, we're all connected. Everything has energy, and everything is energy. Okay, so let's shuffle these moon cards and see what the general card of the day is. And if anyone knows much about witches, we follow the tides, we follow the moon and the sun, the elements. Thank you for the king. Thank you so much for the finger hearts. Oh, beautiful. You should share it on your TikTok. I have a powerful camera because I don't have really good physical vision. I have a really, really powerful camera. I love watching nature, but I can't see nature through my own eyes. So I have a camera that can zoom in really, really huge distances so that I can still watch birds, etc. But it also takes fantastic images of the moon as well. Yep, and in a few days, it's going to be the supermoon in Capricorn. So, great time for manifestation, all your dreams and your desires. The supermoon is when the moon is and the earth are closest together. So when it's a full moon, the moon may appear bigger in the sky. Yeah, well, without my camera, I wouldn't be able to see the world as most people can see it. And I would miss out a lot. And a lot of people say, can you wear glasses? Well, yes, I wear glasses, but normally to cut out the light and to help me see a little bit more in the distance. But for reading, there is no glasses out there for reading. So I do what I can, but my third eye keeps me communicating with spirit, and I'm blessed just to have that. I'm quite happy just having that. I think I would be more upset if I'd lost my third sight. Oh, lovely. I'm a pure Capricorn through and through. Capricorn born. Okay. A fiery climax approaches is the card of the day. And it's a full moon in Aries. A fiery climax approaches. So usually when there's a full moons often represent endings and beginnings as well. And you know, we've not long gone through the new moon, and we've been through a lot of stress in the past. You just need to look at the COVID situation, right? And anything that could go wrong has probably gone wrong for a lot of people. People have lost their lives, their jobs, etc., etc. And it could have pretty much been all avoided because the government lied huge time to us and put people through hell through the vaccines, etc., etc. So we've all come to through some hardships. People have lost loved ones through COVID. There are people who are still suffering the effect of long COVID. And there are other diseases now. Monkeypox is a new one that's coming out. And of course, when monkeypox goes away, there'll be something else guaranteed. And it's all to do with the chemicals that we're polluting the earth with. But that's for another live. You know, and a lot, you see it all the time. You know, people are going through a heck of a lot of stress, whether it's financial stress, whether it's worry, right? Because let's face it, it's a worrying time. We don't want our loved ones to get sick. We don't want our loved ones to lose their lives. We don't want to lose jobs. We don't want all of that. But yet, the media have put it in our faces for 2 years. That's a heck of a long time to worry and to stress. However, when this card comes into the fray, it's saying that fiery elements that we've just been through, that hell and damnation that we've been through, will come to an end. I feel that the new moon is going to clear it. It's going to clear a lot of the energy. And we're going to see all of that energy, that bad energy, just disappear. It's not going to happen overnight, but it is coming. There are changes coming. There's a lot of lies and untruths that will be unraveled in the future that is going to wake the world up, is all I'm saying on that one. Yep. Only if spirit tell me. Only if spirit tell me. You know, a lot of people will say to me, you know, is my gran there? Is my granddad? Is my auntie there? You know, and a lot of people are under the illusion that you know, it's like dialing a number and you get somebody coming through. My experience working with spirit for 57 years is it doesn't quite work that way. And I wish it did. It would make my life a lot easier and probably help you guys out too. However, the way it's always worked with me is I will always be honest with my card readings. I'm not a tarot reader or an oracle reader. I'm a medium that uses the cards just to clarify what spirit is conveying with me. Often when I'm doing the 7 readings, I will get spirit giving me names, giving me descriptions, giving me information, and I will shout that information out. Now that information may be for the person that I'm reading at the time, but at the same time it may not. It might be for somebody that's in the room. So generally you will see that you will hear me saying, okay, I've got, for example, I'm just going to shoot some names at just random. But say I said, oh, there's a Mary in spirit, she's a grandmother or she's a mother or whatever, and give you details about her, then whether it's a person I'm reading for or whether somebody in the room can take that message, that's how I roll with spirit. Usually when I start doing the readings, this room is usually absolutely cram-packed with spirit just coming in and shouting names or shouting messages. That's kind of how I roll. I know other readers don't quite do that, and other readers like, you see other readers, don't you? And they get their cards and they're like, new moon in Scorpio, this moon, that moon, and 2 seconds a card. I've never been able to do that way. Just because of the way I've always communicated with spirit. I can't rush spirit, and neither would I like to rush spirit. So I allow them to come to me and give me the messages, which I then pass on to you guys, if that makes sense. Oh, thank you. Do you know, Emily, lots of people have said that. Lots of people have said when they've come on and they've just met me for the first time, there's something about you. Can't put your finger on it, but I'm drawn to you. It could be because I'm a starseed or an indigo child. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience on the earth. A lot of starseeds stroke indigo children have been called because Mother Earth is in crisis. So you may be drawn to certain spiritual people. Chances are they're indigos or starseeds. And there's something about us that draws people. And that's a starseed thing. I know other starseeds that we connect because we just know that we are all starseeds, and indigo children. But so many people have said what Emily has said. There's something about you. Your voice is soothing. If I'm worried, you can kind of bring. I don't work like other tarot readers or readers. I can't. I just have to work the way I've always worked with universe, and that's just me. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Good evening, Ruby. Hello, Ruby Pearl. Brogan comes on and that's it. It doesn't matter what Brogan's doing. She's like, oh, Lady Moonlight's on. That's it. I'm whatever I've got planned for the rest of the night, forget it. I love Brogan. Hello, Witch in the Willows. Oh, bless. Yeah, I know. But the good news is, if you miss any of my videos, go to my website on my bio here and go to the Lady Moonlight YouTube channel. All my live videos that I ever do on TikTok are all on there. And they are also on my Facebook group, The Spiritual World of the Mystic Witch. So nobody misses anything. I did a meditation night last night for meeting your spirit guides. It went down really, really well. Everybody seemed to get something out of it. So thank you to everyone who joined me last night for the meditation. Anyone can take part in that meditation now because it's on my Lady Moonlight YouTube channel. Oh, thank you, Patricia. I love other empaths. Ruby Pearl, I am fantastic today. Thank you so much. Did you get your reading on my profile? I did one of your readings. Your name came up on the list when I was going through my readings list. Oh, thank you, Patricia. I'm glad you enjoyed that. The one before that was revisiting your past life. And oh my gosh, I can't remember who it was that joined me for that meditation, but they were able to remember what they saw in the meditation. Then they did some research and found out that the dates that they got in the meditation, the person that they were in the meditation, there was such a place, there was such a person, and it just blew their mind. Yeah, that's right, Caddy, it was you. Yeah, so if all of my meditations that I've done here on TikTok are all on my Lady Moonlight YouTube channel, and if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you never miss a meditation. I've actually got them all in a meditation playlist. It's under my guided meditations. Oh, lovely. When your third eye stops working, if you're stressed, you're going to block your third eye. If you're consuming too much chemicals, you're going to block your third eye. If you are being brainwashed, especially by governments, etc., you're going to block your third eye. There's so many things that can block your third eye. If your third eye and your crown chakra are blocked, nothing can get through. Spirit cannot communicate. They cannot let you see dreams or visions. So it's so important to maintain your health of your third eye and your crown chakras by making sure that you clear those chakras on a regular basis. Oh, bless. If I can help, Ruby, I will. What type of advice would you like, Ruby? Okay, what I'm going to do, because so many people want some guidance, I would love to give everyone some guidance tonight, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the draw for 7 readings first. And then I'll get through the 7 readings. And then if I've got time at the end, those that haven't been picked for the reading. If you still need guidance, then I can do the guidance, if that makes sense. Honestly, I would absolutely love to help everyone that comes on my lives, but sometimes I get over 1,000 viewers on my lives, and it would be impossible for me to help absolutely everyone. Okay. Oh, hello, Margaret. I'll remember that, Mr. I'm hopeless at names. If I do forget, do excuse me. Okay, so I'm gonna ask the usual, so that I can pick the 7 people to get a reading tonight. So I want everyone to start rolling up images on the screen. It could be hearts, it could be flowers, it could be butterflies, it could be anything you like. Rainbows, stars, anything you like. Keep them rolling. The ones that I'm drawn to, I will pick 7 images that I'm drawn to, and those are the 7 that will get a reading tonight. If you don't get a reading tonight, I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll be doing the same, picking 7 tomorrow as well. So keep those images rolling, and I will see which ones I am drawn to. Okay, we have Carrie. Carrie is the first one I'm drawn to. So we need 6 more. Anyone here? So anyone here is a second. So we have 5 more. Ruby Pearl. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 4 more to go. 4 more to go. So keep the images rolling. Keep them rolling, rolling, rolling. Who have we got? Who have we got? Who have we got? Let's see who I'm drawn to. There's so many pretty images. Okay, we've got Black Horse. We have 3 more to go. So there's still 3 places to go. Transbap. So we have 2 more places to go. Two more. Who have we got? Who have we got? There's so many beautiful. Let's see who we got. Who have we got? Macassie. So keep them rolling. We've got the last place to go. 1 more place to go. Who have we got? Who have we got? 1 more place to go, folks. Okay, we've got Anne-Man. So we've got Anne-Man. So we have our 7 names. Thank you to everyone for sharing your emojis. Those that haven't got picked, there's always tomorrow night. I'm back tomorrow night to pick another 7 names. or you can go to my profile, and on my readings list post, which is I think it's the second or the third pinned post, I've got a readings list. Ask for a card on there. Pardon me, I've got hiccups now. I then put your name on my reading list, which, as you can see, I've gone through a lot. At the minute, I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on my list, 7 left on my list. So there isn't that many on the waiting list. I did have all of this at one time, but I've got my waiting list down a little bit. So there is 7 names so far on the list, but anyone on this live can is free to go to that list and ask for a card. I will always reply to let you know that your name is on the list. So when you get that reply to say that your name is on the list, you are in my book. And I will get round to doing a reading on my profile for you, and tag you in that mini reading, if that makes sense. But I am back tomorrow night. Usually I do, every second night is usually a readings night. But I've decided, you know what, you guys are amazing. So I've decided to do 2 in a row this week. Okay, so let's do Carrie first. So let me get my animal guides cards, because animal spirit guides can also give us so much wonderful information. So have we got Carrie? Thank you, Be Earth. Lovely. Brogan's still staying here. Brogan's still staying. Okay, where's our beautiful Carrie? There she is. Yay! Well done, Carrie, for getting picked tonight. Okay, let's get some energy flowing into these animal cards for you. So come on, guys. We need a message for Carrie. Okay, as I'm shuffling these cards, there is a lady coming forward from Spirit. Her friends called her Beth, but she is Elizabeth. And I feel that her role is somebody's mother. She is somebody's mom. So there is a Beth or an Elizabeth. Beth to her friends, but she was better known as Elizabeth. And she is somebody's mom. So if anyone can take an Elizabeth who is in spirit, who is someone's mom, maybe your mom, maybe someone close to you's mom, somebody in your family's mom. But this lady came rushing in when I was shuffling the cards to say it's Elizabeth. She was known as Beth, mostly to her close friends. And when I asked her what role she was a mom to someone. So if anyone in the room can take an Elizabeth or a Beth in spirit who was a mom, please let me know. I can. Okay, Kelly, thank you. So can you relate to this lady that's a mum, Kelly? Okay, what relationship was she? Was she your mum or somebody in your family's mum? Okay, She wasn't called Betsy. She was definitely called Beth. And she's a mom, but she says she has grandchildren too on the earth plane. Can you relate to that, Kelly? She says although she's a mom, she also has grandchildren on the earth plane as well. Okay. Is it a grandchild she never got to meet? Because she had passed over before seeing this grandchild. She says there's a grandchild she didn't get to meet. Okay. Did anyone in your family lose a child? Did someone in your family lose a child? Okay, so you can relate to someone in your family losing a child. Did they lose the child before the child was born? Or just shortly after birth? I feel the child was barely on the earth plane, if at all. Yeah. Then I've got the right person for you then, Kelly. Thank you. That's the one that that's a child that she never really seen on the earth, if that makes sense. Because she was talking about a child that she never got to see. So that kind of, when I asked her for confirmation on that, she said, no, the child was not born. It wasn't born yet, if that makes sense. However, what she's saying is the child is in spirit and is well. She's asking if you will if you will tell the family that she is well and that she watches over them and watches over yourself. And she's so glad that you were able to recognize her tonight. So thank you so much for that confirmation. So thank you. I never know who these people are when they're coming through, so it's lovely when somebody can take the name and their relationship. Okay, so let's pick Carrie's card. You're more than welcome. Okay, the card that I have for you is Turtle. And the turtle represents retreat. Stop trying to make something happen is what the turtle is saying. I feel you're trying so hard to make something work, or you're trying so hard to make something happen, and it's not happening, and it's causing a lot of frustration. Because you want it to happen so bad, if that makes sense. Good evening. So whether it's something that you've been wishing for, something that you've been really desperately trying to make happen, And because it's not happening or it's not working out as you planned, there's a lot of frustration. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Okay. Okay. You're needing to take a little break, right? You're needing to step back from that situation, right? I know you're working so hard at this degree, right? But sometimes we try so hard to get what we want, to the point where we're absolutely exhausted. Our brain is exhausted, and we can't think right. It causes blockages in our crown chakra and our thoughts, and we get mind blank a lot of the time, and then we get frustrated. So it's saying take a step back and just breathe, right? Don't be in such a rush, if that makes sense. You're still going to get there, right? I'm being told, remember the tortoise and the hare, right? The speedy hare got nowhere, but the tortoise took first place, right? Because the speedy hare thought he was very cocky, and he thought, I can win this race because Slowpoke is so slow, and me, a fast-running hare, I can win the race no bother. And if anyone knows the story of the tortoise and the hare, what happens is the hare goes off 100 miles an hour, looks back, tortoise is nowhere to be seen. He preens himself because he's well ahead, and he thought, you know what, it's going to be hours before Slowpoke catches up with me. So the hare takes a little nap under the tree, right? He oversleeps. And while the little hare is sleeping, little tortoise goes plodding along, just at a slow, casual pace, and actually overtakes the hare. And he almost reaches the finish line when the hare wakes up. And in the distance, the hare can see that the tortoise is just about to cross the finishing line. But despite all of his speed, the tortoise is now too far away for the speedy hare to catch him. And just as speedy hare gets to the finishing line, tortoise has already crossed it. Moral of the story, sometimes if we go at a slower pace, we get there faster. Whereas if we go on a faster pace, we get stressed out and we can't think right, we get blockages, etc. And we get frustrated. And this is what's happening in your case, if that makes sense. Hello, Jess. Lovely to see you. Oh, bless. Well, you know what? A year out on your degree compared to a lifetime is absolutely nothing. A year is absolutely nothing. When you break it down, it's only 12 months, right? Take that 12 months just to chill, right? Do a little bit of study in that 12 months before you go back to your degree, so that you're well prepared for it and there's not such a rush to get it finished. Sometimes that 12 months, that year out, can give you the opportunity to be one step ahead, right? Because when you've taken that year out, you can go over your textbooks and stuff, and you can actually research stuff for your degree, so that by the time you get back into your degree, you're already one step ahead. You already know most of the knowledge. So the rest is going to be plain sailing. Rather than do nothing in that year, and then when you're going back to your degree, you're going to get stressed out again. So use the time wisely. Retreat, take a step back, yes, but also just keep your hand in at the studying part of it, so that when you go back to that degree, you're going to be miles ahead. You're going to be one step ahead. Hello. Oh, bless. So, hopefully, this is good news for you. All right. As I'm finishing with that card, before I go on to the next one, there is a gentleman in spirit by the name of James. And I feel he likes, this gentleman liked country and western because he's saying Jesse James. I don't know if anyone can take that. But he's coming in, and this gentleman's name is James, and he's saying as in Jesse James. Black Horse, was your granddad big in country? And is there some kind of meaning to Jesse James? The cowboy Jesse James. Okay. No, this James came in with James as in Jesse James, like Jesse James the cowboy. So I don't know whether this gentleman in spirit loved the westerns, loved watching the westerns on the television. Rootin' tootin' cowboy type of thing. Cowboy at heart, this guy. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, son, did he have the name James in his name anywhere? If he was called Jesse, did he have a middle name as in Jesse James? Or did he like the cowboy Jesse James? Okay, he liked cowboy films. Yeah, I feel this man liked cowboy films. Okay. I'm asking if you can give me some more information, because there's a lot of people that can take James and Jesse. Okay. He's showing me, it's like horses on a ranch. Can anyone place this gentleman, Jesse James, loved country, loved being in the country, but I feel he maybe had like a horse ranch. He had lots of horses. I can see the bricket fences and lots of horses. Okay, this gentleman sort of lived in a ranch, like country ranch. He's showing me like, I don't know if it's prairie, whether it's like hills in the distance, but this horses, lots of horses. Okay. He's not showing me a chicken coop as such. He's more focused on these horses. So I'm wondering if he loved the horses more than any of the other animals on the ranch. And all the horses that I see, they're not saddled. They're kind of like, none of the horses have got saddles on them. And they're all like different colours. There's like black horses. I can see a sort of a white horse with kind of speckled black spots or black dashes on it as well. Okay, Brogan, was there hills at the back? Whoever this gentleman is, he's showing me like open country, and the horses were out, like it was like out on pasture. So they were out on the pasture a lot of the time, but behind the fences I can see hills. There are like hills and trees at the back of the horse paddocks, if that makes sense. Okay. This gentleman was a great fan of the westerns, loved cowboy films. The west, the western thing is so significant with this gentleman. If he could have been a cowboy, he would have been a cowboy. I feel, and he loved to be outdoors more than he did indoors. Oh, bless. So, Brogan, can you take the countryside, the country and western? Did this gentleman like country and western, and if he could have got away with it, he would have been a cowboy? Okay, I just feel that this gentleman did love watching cowboy films, even though he wasn't actually a physical cowboy himself. This Jesse James was his hero, but horses were his life, and he always felt that a horse should never be caged or fenced in. A horse should be allowed to just run free, which is why he showed me these horses without saddles. And he said the horse should only be saddled if it's ridden. The rest of the time it should be allowed just to be its natural self. Okay, Well, I'm just going to leave that there with you all, because he's not giving me any other information. He's just showing me this. I wish I could draw a picture of it, so that you would see it's a beautiful, beautiful. It's all green pasture. Everything's lush green. So I felt that the horses were getting the best of the green pastures. Normally when I'm thinking of cowboys and westerns, I'm thinking of like dry ranches and stuff like that, and very little greenery, but this is lush green, right? The place where the horses were actually allowed to run was lush green. There was green hills, green trees, everything was beautiful. No problem, Annie. Anyone here? You're on my reading list, honey, but if you miss your reading, I still do your reading, and you can catch this live on my Lady Moonlight channel, YouTube channel. The link for that is in my bio here on TikTok. If you're on my list tonight, I still read your card, whether you have to leave or not, if that makes sense. Oh, lovely trans shop. I love that you're a tarot reader. I'm more a medium than a tarot reader. I don't go by the tarot rules or the card rules. I go by universal rules, spirit rules, I guess. I did try and learn the tarot rules when I was younger, but they confused the hell out of me because the tarot rules and spirit messages and what I saw in the card relating to spirit did not match. So I never call myself a tarot reader. I'm just a spiritual reader. I just use the cards and the images that I'm drawn to on the cards to bring the messages. But I love meeting other tarot readers. So Carrie, definitely take your time. Turtle's asking you to slow down, but use that rest time. Use that 12 months that you've got off to get a step ahead of your career. It's going to happen, but just don't stress yourself out about it. Is the message, or is Turtle's message. Oh, thank you. I think everybody that has a gift, whether they're a tarot reader, whether they're a spiritual reader, it doesn't matter the form of reading. If it's in your heart to do the readings, you can't go wrong. If you trust your cards and you trust your intuition and you trust the messages that you get, you can't go wrong. It's only when we put self-doubt in our readings. And it's the same when spirit come to me. I don't know who all of these people are. There are trillions of souls in spirit realms, absolutely trillions. So for me to be able to just pluck ones out of spirit realm for everyone here, it would be pretty much impossible. There's just so many. So the way I work, I allow spirit to come to me. Yeah, exactly. Do you know what? We're all capable of seeing and connecting with spirit. Every human being on this planet is capable of being able to connect to spirit. But sometimes we put blocks up. Sometimes we doubt ourselves. And it's like the Fae. You know, if you don't believe in the Fae and you don't believe in fairies, you'll never see fairies. If you don't believe in magic, or you don't believe that magic exists or magic works, you'll never see magic work. And it's the same with spirit. If you doubt yourself and you doubt your abilities to be able to read spirit, and sometimes your very own fear, you know, it's a bit like, oh, I'd love to see spirit, but I would pretty much crap myself if spirit showed themselves to me. The fact that you've just said that, spirit are always listening, always listening. So they're not going to say, oh, right, okay. For example, if it was Carrie, right? They're not going to say, do you know what? We know that Carrie's going to pretty much crap her pants if we show ourselves. But do you know what? We'll just show ourselves anyway. It'll be fun. No, spirit don't work that way, right? If spirit thought for 1 minute that they showing themselves to you were going to absolutely scare the patooties out of you, they won't do it. They will only communicate with you when you are 1000% ready to be able to see them. But if you've got fear or you put doubt in the way, it's not going to happen. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm so glad you got to see that one. Yeah, exactly. We get messages through dreams all of the time, which is why I'm always saying, keep a dream journal. And, you know, so many messages from spirit can be lost because we don't pay attention to our dreams. If spirit can't get you one way, they'll try and communicate with you in another way, often through dreams. And they might skip different dates. And sometimes your dreams may be jumbled, like a jigsaw puzzle. And you might think, oh, that dream doesn't make any sense, I'm just going to ignore it. The key to dream journaling is, first and foremost, keep a journal and a pen right beside your bed. It's no good keeping it in the living room or in the kitchen or in the dining room or anywhere else. Keep it right next to your bed. Second tip, don't wake up in the morning, jump out of bed, put the kettle on, jump in the shower and have your coffee and then try and remember your dreams. Chances are by the time you've got to the kettle, any important information in your dreams has gone. Because the minute you get out of bed and put the kettle on, the brain is already on what have we got to do today mode. And the last thing your brain is thinking about is dreams. So the second tip I can give you is, as soon as you open your eyes in the morning, grab that pen, grab your journal, and write down whatever it is that you remember from your dreams. It doesn't matter a tot if the dream doesn't make any sense, or if it's only bits and pieces of dreams. Still write them down, because any missing pieces of a dream will be repeated on the next night. You only have seconds, moments to remember your dream before your brain starts going into daytime mode. So it's super, super important that as soon as you open your eyes, grab your pen, grab your paper, and jot down anything that you remember before you even get out of bed. Because the minute you step foot on the floor and you get out of bed, your brain's saying, oh, I'm up. Right, okay, kettle's to go on. I've got to jump in the shower. I've got to get the kids to school. I've got to do that. The last thing on your brain's mind is the dream. The dream's gone. Yep. Angel numbers are absolutely brilliant. Oh, Jessie, she will when the time's right, honey. Feathers are another good one. Yep. Never dismiss feathers. White feathers represent angels, loved ones, sending you love or healing if you're needing it. Black feathers could be for protection, but black feathers could also warn of maybe potential problems and troubles, and to try and avoid any negativity, etc. So always pay attention to feathers. Angel numbers are really, really good too. If you can study angel numbers and what their meanings are. If you see repeated numbers, they are also messages as well. Yep. Eleven's a very spiritual number. I love 11. It's a very spiritual number. It's letting you know that you're more than capable of communicating with spirit. You've got an acute third eye. You maybe have an acute crown chakra as well. There may be blockages stopping you from fully connecting, but when you're being shown 11, it's letting you know that loved ones are trying to communicate. Oh, you're more than welcome. 555. Five's a magical number. 5 stars of a pentagram, which represents the pentagram is a protection amulet that witches and pagans always wear. And unlike Christians who often say it's a sign of the devil, it has no meaning whatsoever to the devil. 5 points, magical 5 elements, or 5 sort of elements, which is the top point of a pentagram is spirit, and the other 4, earth, air, fire, and water, the 4 elements. These are all key to the circle of life, right? We need the elements of earth, air, fire, and water. Indeed, we're all made up of those elements. Earth being the human body, fire, being our energy. Water, we need water to survive. And earth, we are all grounded and connected to Mother Earth. So when you get 555, its protection threefold. So it's a very protective but also very magical number. Yep, there are also master numbers in numerology as well. It's a fascinating topic to study. I love numerology. Okay. I'm going to go on to Annie 1 here. Now, I know Annie 1 here had to leave. But I'm still going to pick her card for her. Okay. My card, there must be a lot of spirit energy around. I don't know if anyone can hear my bird's bell, but they're ringing their bell and they're usually fast asleep at this time of the night. I may have to settle them down a little bit in a bit. Because they're ringing their bell like crazy and they're usually fast asleep. Oh, you're more than welcome. Okay, Lynn Chinook. Do you know what? I usually just pick 7 names, but I'm going to pop you in the end. I'm drawn to actually add you in the end. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I add 8. So I've added you onto tonight's list, Lynn. Oh, you're more than welcome. Something drew me to see that. So now and again I do add the extra one and spend a little bit more time with you guys. Okay. Oh my goodness me, as I'm shuffling this, I don't know if, who are we doing? Annie 1. Annie 1 here. Whoops. Okay, I don't know if Annie 1's with us, but 1's just jumped out of the deck, so I'm going to go with that one. Oh, you're welcome, Carrie. Sleep well. Hi, Beck. I just let spirit come to me, honey. It's the way I've always worked. That usually when I start working with the cards, then spirit jump in and give me names or give me information, and I just share that in the room. And if anyone can take the names or information, then but just as I'm saying that, there is 2 ladies coming through, and I don't think these ladies, well, they may be connected. I'm just assuming they're connected because they're coming through together. One lady is called Sarah. She's telling me. I'm trying to get the other lady's name. Okay, there's a lady called Sarah and there's a lady called Jane in spirit. I don't know if they're connected, but they both came in together. So if anyone can take a Sarah and a Jane, 2 separate ladies. One is called Sarah and one is called Jane. I thought at first it was somebody called Sarah Jane, but it's actually 2 different ladies in spirit and they've both come through together, so I don't know if they're connected. I feel these two ladies may be sisters, because they're saying sisters. So I don't know if anyone can take a Sarah and a Jane who are sisters in spirit. If they can, please let me know. Okay, thank you, Jessie. It doesn't matter if anyone can't take them. Sometimes spirit just come and shout names at random. I think a few nights ago when I was doing a reading, there was a poor lady. I felt so sorry for her. She came running in all excited because she thought somebody was there, that was a relative of hers, and then she realised they weren't there, and she was very apologetic, bless, and said, "Oh, sorry, it can happen." It could have also been that somebody's come into the live and went out of the live, and by the time they've gone into the live and out again, they've missed them. That can happen. Becky, never say never, because there will always be one time that they do. Okay. So I think Annie one here has had to go away. Thank you. Okay, did Sarah have a sister in spirit also? Do you know if Sarah had a sister in spirit? Yeah, I didn't think she was on Black Horse, thank you. I know she said she was going to go away. Oh, thank you, Lynn. I've heard that. You would be surprised at how many times I've heard people say that I'm so drawn to you. So the lady that had a friend called Sarah, do you know that is in spirit? Do you know if she had a sister in spirit as well? Oh, thank you. Okay, it could be the same Sarah. I have no idea. I just know that these two ladies came together. I'm asking this Sarah. Now Sarah is saying she hasn't been in spirit long. Can you connect to that? This Sarah hasn't been in spirit long. Okay. Why is she showing me a friendship bracelet? She's showing me a friendship bracelet. Did the two of you make or buy each other a friendship bracelet? Because she's showing me a friendship bracelet. I don't know if the bracelets were made or bought, but there was two. Okay, she did them when she was younger. Okay, right. she's saying her only regret was before she passed away, she never made a friendship bracelet for you and her. But if she could give you a friendship bracelet, it would be one that had half a heart on one and half the heart on the other, and that the two hearts would connect. Because she's showing me this bracelet, and I feel it was handmade. It's like she's made it for you, but obviously she can't physically give it to you, but she's saying this is how it would be. It's one of her regrets was she could not make this friendship bracelet before she passed over into spirit, but she said if she had the chance, she would have made 2 bracelets, each with a half of a heart, and then when you were together, the hearts would join into one. And that's what she's saying, there was no time. There was no time, is what she keeps on saying. And that's what she says, if she had time, if she had more time, she would have made these bracelets. If she knew, for example, that she was going to pass, she would have made these bracelets. But she keeps on repeating, there just wasn't enough time. There was no time. There was no time to do anything. It was like 1 minute she was there, the next minute she had passed, if that makes sense. Thank you so much for the confirmation. Then she's with you, sweetheart. She's definitely with you. She's definitely with you, sweetie pie. And she's saying, please accept her love. And you know, she says, whenever you think of her, join the 2 hearts of a bracelet together, because that's how she sees it. She knows how much you miss her and how much she meant to you, but she also wants to let you know, one, she is well, and she's with you every single day. Every single day. And she just wanted to just pop in and say hi. Oh, you're more than welcome. Okay, so going back to Annie one here, I know Annie one here had to go off, but I did promise her I would still do a card for her because I know she will hopefully watch this either on my YouTube channel or join my Facebook group, which is the Spiritual World of the Mystic Witch. I share my lives on there as well. So thank you so much for that confirmation. Beautiful, beautiful message. So Annie one here, you've got the cougar, and the cougar is bringing you confidence, something that you lack right now. Be bold and take charge. You know, you're always like the shy away pixie, you know, if you're always the one that is going to follow the leader, but never the leader, if that makes sense when you get this reading. It's like, I'll let somebody else do it. And I feel that even when you were at school, if they asked for a volunteer, you were the last one to put your hand up and volunteer. I'll let somebody else do it. I'll let somebody else take charge. I'll let somebody else do that, because what if I make a fool of myself? What if I can't do it? What if I fail? There's a lot of ifs in your life right now, and there's a lot of lack of confidence. And I feel that lack of confidence comes from an early childhood where people knocked you down for, you know, maybe you had that little bit of confidence as a child, and sometimes others can come along and knock the stuffing out of us, and it can knock our confidence and self-esteem, and it's really hard to recover from that. especially if it's something connected to the past childhood, because we keep that inner child with us all the time. It could also relate to a past relationship where a partner may have belittled you, bullied you, or even worse case scenario, gaslighted, or was a narcissist and liked nothing better than to take away your self-control and make you feel inferior and less important and unworthy. And if you can relate to this, if you get to see this card, the cougar is saying, no to all of that. You are more confident than you truly believe. We all have an inner strength. And you know what? Does it really matter at the end of the day if other people judge you for what you want to do? Does it really matter at the end of the day if we try something and we fail? What is there's a moral of the story here, isn't there? If at first you don't succeed and if it's in your heart, you'll try again. You'll never give up. You just keep going and you just keep trying because you know it's in your heart to do something. Obviously, if it's something you're trying and it's not for you and it doesn't call you, and maybe other people are saying, oh, you should do this. You should try this. How many people have we heard that are in families where their parents are doctors or surgeons or soldiers, you know, and they have a son, especially if it's a soldier, and they have a son. Oh, good, I have a boy. He's going to grow up to be a soldier like his dad. He's going to fight for king and country. Does the son actually have a choice in this? Probably not with a dad like that, right? But we all want, you know, parents naturally want their children to follow in their footsteps. But that son who has a father that is a soldier might want to be a doctor. He might want to be a mechanic. He might want to be a football player, a soccer player. You know, he might want to be a musician. And the last thing he wants to be is a soldier. So, you know, sometimes our lives are led by other people's wishes. And then you get the other type. The ones that wanted to be a nurse, that wanted to be a doctor, that wanted to be a soldier, but never made the grade. So they pass their passion on to their children. Okay, I never made it to nurse school. I never made it to teacher. I never made it in the army. But by God, you're going to make it for me. Right? We're always judged by other people's opinions on how we should live our life. We're always told, aren't we, what we should do, how we should do it, how high to jump, how low to dive. But at the end of the day, it's your life. Nobody else's, right? You are free to follow your own path. You are free to follow your own dreams, your own goals, set your own goals. And those that don't support your dreams and your goals, wish them well, cheerio, and keep flying high. Never ever allow anyone to dim your light. Never ever allow anyone to steal your confidence or your self-esteem or to put you down. Making them happy is going to make you sad. But here's the thing. If you do things that are for you and you live your life for you, that's when the magic happens. Because that's when the true people find you. So a lot of people will say to me, I'm drawn to you for some reason. Don't know why. But I'm drawn to you, so I can't pull away. It's the same thing, right? Me being me, I won't change the way I read. I've had a lot of tarot readers attack me by saying, that's not what that card means. The tarot rule book does not say that that's what that card means. And I will say, I'm not a tarot reader. I'm a spiritual reader. That's the difference. So that's why my card and your card differ. Doesn't mean to say your card is wrong or my card is wrong. We just do things a different way. We do what's in our heart. I mean, we read how we are supposed or drawn to read. And this is what this card is saying to you, is live your life the way you want to live it. It's your life, your path, your destiny. Those that don't like your life, your path, your destiny, they're free to go and find another tribe. That's absolutely fine. And the ones that do, they're your tribe. The ones that lift you up and say, I love it. I love what you do. You know, never dim your light for anyone. Oh, you're more than welcome. Oh, Beck, no, sometimes when I'm reading a card for one person, it can relate to others. And that's because, you know, there are people like me in the world. There are people like Becky in the world. There are people like Carrie in the world, right? And we all fit into different tribes. We all are attracted to different people. So often when I'm reading a card for one person, that doesn't mean to say it doesn't relate to someone else. And if it does, if this does resonate with you as well, then it's letting you know, live your own life, don't allow others. It's the same message. You know, I spent 50 years being bullied and abused. I spent 30 years in a narcissistic, abusive marriage before I met my wonderful partner who saved my life literally and got me out of that abusive marriage. And it's when you're in that situation and you get out, you realize how much that people steal your identity, that they steal your self-worth, they steal your self-confidence, they take away your self-esteem, and they basically belittle you and leave you with nothing. We should never ever stay with somebody or be around somebody that does that. We should always let them go. There you go, Lynn. Yep. There you go. Exactly, right? I started a movement here on TikTok. I've only been on TikTok 6 weeks, and in that 6 weeks, I have met so many women that have gone either through bullying or abuse, and I have started the Purple Hearts Unite movement here on TikTok. And what the Purple Heart Unite stands for is that when you've been through abuse, when you have been through bullying of any kind, you don't want judgment from others. You don't want, oh, you should have stayed with the abuser, or you should have got out before that, or what. We don't want judgment. That's not what we need. What we need is love and understanding. And somebody that we can actually say, do you know what, I'm having a hard time. I just need somebody to sit silent and listen. Let me tell you my story. Don't interrupt me. Don't judge me. Just allow me to get it off my chest. So I started the Purple Hearts Unite. And what the whole point of the Purple Hearts Unite is that anyone who has been through bullying or abuse puts a purple heart on their posts on TikTok or on Facebook. I've got a Purple Hearts Unite private Facebook group for abused and bullied people. It's a safe place where we can talk about what we've been through to help others to heal. Now, I know that if I go to somebody's profile on TikTok and they have a purple heart on their posts, I know that that person is okay to go to talk to, because they've been through hell like I have. So already it started to take off. I see more and more Purple Hearts on people's profiles. And, you know, when I'm commenting on somebody's post that has been through abuse, I will leave them Purple Hearts. And often they'll say to me, why did you leave me a Purple Heart? And I'll say, because I run Purple Hearts Unite. And I know the pain that you've gone through. So I'm leaving you a Purple Heart. And I'm letting you know that you can come onto my profile, you can jump into my DM box, and you can talk to me whenever you want. Anyone with a Purple Heart is free to jump in my DM box and chat. And a lot of women do now. And I've met some wonderful, wonderful friends just by United, because at the end of the day, authorities have let women like us down. The police do nothing. Social services do nothing. I lost my 3 grandchildren because my ex wanted my number, and I wouldn't give him it. I wouldn't give him my address. So he used the grandkids' mums and dads. And it was basically, give us your phone number and your address, or you don't see your grandchildren again. Now I don't see my grandchildren again, because I refused to give them my phone number and address, knowing that it would go straight to my ex. I haven't seen my 2 youngest granddaughters in a year. And my daughter, who was abused by her own dad, but when she turned in to be a child abuser herself. And my oldest granddaughter, who was abused by her dad, who my daughter left, ran off to be with her mum. And the minute she did that, my daughter stopped her from seeing me in January. The last time I saw my oldest granddaughter was January. Do the social services know that they were being abused? Yes. Yes, they do. They do nothing. Do the police know? Yes, they do nothing. My grandchildren knew that I was saving them or helping them with their abuse. And that's why they stopped contact. So I decided enough is enough. It wasn't just me this affected. This affected millions of women, men and children all over the world. But the thing is, good thing about being a medium, right? Anastasia, I saw what was coming. So before, excuse me, before my grandchildren were taken away from me, I sat 3 of my grandchildren down and I said, this is what's going to happen. Both your mum and dad are going to stop you from seeing me. But here's the thing. When you're 17 and when you're 18, you can come and see me anytime you want, because they can't stop you. And they made a promise that when they were older, they were going to find me. And I know for a fact that they will. I forewarned my grandchildren, and my grandchildren know. Also, I get messages through to my grandchildren through these videos, because my oldest granddaughter watches my Lady Moonlight YouTube channel. And I know she'll be watching this. And I know that she knows that I love her and her younger sisters with all my heart. And you know, where there's a will, there's a way. We get messages around. So that's why I started the Purple Hearts Unite. And anybody who's been through abuse, etc., is welcome to jump in my DM box. Yes, they will. Trans Bob, yes. Yes, it stands for men too. Because men can be abused as well. I knew a wonderful guy many years ago who got married, and his wife beat him to a pulp. And you might think that's strange. How can a man be afraid of a woman? But let me tell you, whatever a man can do, a woman can do just as bad. So yes, it stands for any man, woman or child who has been through abuse. So yes, fly your purple heart with pride. You're more than welcome. Because, you know, we automatically think it's only women and children that get abused. No. Guys can get abused as well. Guys can get bullied just as much as women can. And they have a right to have a listening ear as well. And they have a right to fly the purple heart. You know, that's kind of why I was a bit late coming on to my readings tonight, because I saw a video and the woman was absolutely breaking her heart. And she did a duet. She asked people to duet, anyone to duet her who would just sit and listen, just sit with her. Yep, I put my hand up for that one. So yeah, I love the purple hearts. So any of videos that you see on my profile now, they have a purple heart and a red heart. The purple heart is obviously Purple Hearts Unite. And feel free to use the hashtag Purple Hearts Unite. The red heart is support for support. So anyone that supports me on my videos, I go, if they've got a red heart, I support them as well. So that's why you'll see a red heart and a purple heart. The purple heart is for the Purple Hearts Unite, for abused men, children and women. And the red heart is for support for support. It is, yeah. It's the ones with, you know, witches have always been abused, psychics, mediums. They've all of these people have been abused at one point in their life or bullied. The disabled people as well. I have an autistic son who is 35. He was also abused by his dad. My wonderful partner helped me to free him from his dad, and he now has part-time staff support and a home of his own. So I've got a lot to thank my partner for, and you know, he's wonderful, such a helpful guy as well. He's a great musician, and he's been through quite a lot in his life as well, and he finds comfort in music. And I managed to persuade him to share his music here on TikTok. So he's only new to TikTok, so he hasn't got a lot of followers. So if anyone would like to follow him, just search for @FreeSpiritMoon, all one word, Free Spirit Moon. That's my wonderful partner. He's the one that saved me from abuse, and he knows how important my work here on TikTok is. I used to do a lot of work on Facebook and Instagram, but there wasn't a lot of call for mediums on Facebook or Instagram. And it was only through my friend Tracy who persuaded me to come and do my work on TikTok. At first I was a bit reluctant, and I thought, I can't do TikTok. I can't go on TikTok. You know, I'm 57-year-old. What am I doing? What am I going to do on TikTok? But you know what? I swallowed my pride and picked up my courage, and I've been doing lives. I got to my first 1K follower, did my first live, which was an absolute train wreck, I won't lie. I was so nervous. But after that, once I got the hang of the live thing, and I met some amazing people on here, I come on live every night now, whether it's to do readings, whether it's to do a topic night. You'll find me here every evening. Oh, thank you, Jessie. I'm grateful for everyone. Oh, bless. But we all do. We all deserve to have the best life possible, and we all deserve to be allowed to be ourselves, without judgment, without bullying, without somebody trying to dim our light, or without somebody taking our light. We deserve more than that, right? So, getting back to the readings, Annie one here. I hope the cougar has meaning for you. I know it has meaning for other people here tonight as well, which is lovely to know that one card may be for one person, but it can relate to so many others. Ruby Pearl is the next one on my list. So I'm going to shuffle these cards for our Ruby Pearl. Oh, Black Horse, let me see. Black Horse, your reading is after Ruby Pearl. But if your battery dies, this video will get shared onto my YouTube channel, Lady Moonlight YouTube channel, and also the Spiritual World of the Mystic Witch on Facebook. If your battery dies, you can catch your reading on there. I'll still pull a card for you. Okay, let's shuffle these cards for Ruby Pearl. You're more than welcome. Yes, you're having one as well. Hi, MC Scott. Unfortunately, my reading list is closed for tonight. Hello, son. Welcome back. My reading list is closed for tonight because I already have the names on the list. But I will be back tomorrow picking 7 more names. Failing that, if you go to my profile, I have a readings list there. Please feel free to put your name down for a card on my reading list on there. Okay, so is Ruby Pearl still with us? Our very own Ruby Pearl. You're more than welcome, Lynn. Don't know if Ruby Pearl's still with us. Ruby, Ruby, Ruby. Where is our Ruby Pearl? There she is. There's our beautiful Ruby. Yay! I thought you'd fallen asleep on me. She's been patiently waiting, bless her. Okay. And of course, if you think you know of anyone else who could benefit from watching my readings or my other videos, feel free to share. Shares are always welcome as well. Okay. Let's just see what this animal cards have got to say for our Ruby. Ruby, you've got the rabbit. Fertility. The rabbit represents fertility. Your creativity is at its peak. All right? When the rabbit comes, rabbits are well known for never staying still, always wanting to do things, always rushing about. They never stay still until they basically sleep. From the moment that they wake, they're busy making burrows or foraging for food or whatever the case may be. So the rabbit can also represent family. you know, close family. Rabbits are close knit family. They share their warrens, they share their home. But I feel that whether you are aware of it or whether you're not aware of it, you're good with your hands. You're good at making things. You're good at doing things. Maybe arty, crafty things. And you might not think you are. But you're more talented than what you think, is what the rabbit is here to say. So the rabbit lets me know that family means a lot to you. All right? You know, protecting your family. You've got a motherly instinct about you, and you will protect anybody that needs that protection. But at the same time, it's asking you to be creative. There's nothing that you cannot achieve if it's in your heart to do. I feel there's something in your heart that you want to really, really do and go forward with, but you're putting too many seeds of doubt in the way of doing that, if that makes sense. Oh, wonderful. Well, do you know what? That's exactly what the rabbit is saying. Hello, Joanne Harrison. Yep, that's exactly what the rabbit is saying. You're like a mother hen, you know, and sometimes you might peck your kids or whatever, but it's because you want the best for them. So you're always teaching them, you know, right from wrong, all of it, but you're very protective as well of them because you want the best in life for them, and that's what any mum wants. Joanne, I would love to give you a card this evening. However, my reading list is closed for tonight because I've got so many names on the list already. However, I do have a readings list on my profile. You can ask for a card on there. I will put you on my readings list. And every day I do a few readings from that list on my profile, and I tag you in it. Failing that, I am back tomorrow night with more readings, and I'll be picking 7 more names tomorrow evening. Hope that helps. But getting back to our lovely Ruby, keep going with what's deep within your heart, right? You love being creative, you love designing, you love doing things and making things and creating things. And because you love it and because it's in your heart to do so, right? Big things are coming your way. And all your hard work and all your effort isn't going to go to waste. And in the future, I see big things happening for you. Lots of wonderful things. Whether it's promotion, whether it's branching out on your own and having your own sort of big business, I don't know. But there is big things coming your way, right? All the work and all the effort that you have put in is going to pay off. Now, while I'm reading this card, I'm getting a name. I was just going to say a gentleman in spirit because they gave me the name Sam, but it's a female. So I'm assuming her name's Samantha, but maybe she got called Sam. So there's a lady called Sam in spirit that's just come through, and she says it's Sam, i.e. Samantha, not the male version. I usually come on round about between 9:30 and 10 p.m. UK time. That's when I usually come on. So I will be doing another readings night tomorrow. You're more than welcome. So I'm just going to throw that name out there. A lady called Sam, or she was called Sam, but her name is Samantha, because I was just going to say gentleman shouting Sam, but it's actually a lady. Phew, glad I got that one in before. Not at the minute. I'm just getting this Sam coming through. Maybe you might get something through when I'm doing the other cards. I can only bring through who comes through, if that makes sense. So I don't know if anyone can take this Sam or Samantha. I don't know why Samantha came through. If they can't, don't worry about it. I'm sure there is reason somewhere why this Sam and Samantha came through. All right. Your friend Samantha, is she called Sam? Is she better known as Sam? Okay, that would make sense why this lady is coming through shouting Sam, Samantha. I just assumed that because it was a lady and she was coming in shouting Sam, Samantha, that was the woman in spirit's name. But that actually makes that makes sense, because you're sitting watching this video and you're connected to Sam, Samantha. Then she's obviously taken the opportunity. So let me see if I can get anything for you for Sam, Samantha. Okay. Has Sam or Samantha, I'm just going to call her Samantha, do you know if Samantha has been asking for a mum before she goes to sleep? I don't know if that has any meaning for you. Okay, thank you for confirming that. Okay, could you let her know, please, that her mum heard? Her mum has heard. And she has replied, but obviously Samantha cannot hear her. But what her mum is saying is, even though Samantha cannot hear her, could you please ask Samantha, please don't stop talking to her. Never stop talking to her, even if she can't hear her mum's reply. Because a mum can hear every single word. Every single word. And she says too many tears. Way too many tears. So I don't know, you know, it's like she's never got over losing a mum. It's wrecked her world, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's like when her mum passed over, a part of her passed with her mum. Does that make sense? Okay. Could you tell her that her mum says our mother's love never dies, it just carries on? That connection, that close connection that they had still exists, even though Samantha can't see her or hear her. A mother's love never dies, it lives on. And she loves Samantha. She's actually welling up. I'm trying not to well up with her. She's, you don't know how much this means to Samantha's mum. She has been trying for so long to get in touch with Samantha, and she had no idea how she was going to do it. She obviously seen you watching this video tonight, and because you're connected with Samantha, it was Spirit's path or Spirit's way of being able to connect to her daughter through you. She's saying, thank you for everything that you've done for Sam. Does that make sense? It's like when other people had been ignoring Sam, you were there for her. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like more people should have stepped in to support Sam when her mum passed over, and they didn't step up to the mark, but you did. And she just wants to acknowledge that and say thank you so much for being there for Sam. She says sometimes friendship is more thicker than blood. And where Samantha's family should have been taken up that role, should have been there for Samantha. They were too selfish. Does that make sense? It's like the rest of the family were too selfish to even care about what Sam was going through. It was like Sam was invisible and Sam wasn't important. But Sam's mum is saying, yes, Sam was important and still is. And she can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for Sam. So thank you so much for confirming that, and thank you. It totally makes sense why she came running in shouting Sam and Samantha. Of course, I didn't know the connection, but I just assumed because she came in shouting Sam, Samantha, that was actually her name. But obviously it meant so much to Sam's mum to be able to get that message across. She doesn't want Sam to cry anymore because her mum never died. She lives on. Even though she's in spirit, she lives on, and she's able to share all Sam's joys, all Sam's sadness. And she doesn't, she says, tell Sam I miss her smile. She needs to smile again. And I'm only a whisper away. Please tell her that I'm only a whisper away, is what her mum is saying. Oh, thank you so much for the roses. I haven't got anyone else coming through yet, but if there is any more names, everyone, I will shout some names. But that was so beautiful. Thank you so much for placing this lady and connecting this lady with her daughter. I know just the way her mum's speaking, that when you relay that to her daughter, it's going to mean the world to her. You're more than welcome. Hi, Jill. If I get any messages coming through, I normally just shout them out. That's kind of the way I roll with Spirit. Because when I start reading, so many spirits come through. I don't know who they are for. There are thousands of souls, millions of souls in spirit. And just to pinpoint specific ones, it's really difficult for a medium to do that. So what I've done, or what I do, is I allow the spirits that need to come through, if that makes sense. Hello, Crizelle. Yes, Black Horse, your battery is back. So, where was I? Yeah, Ruby Pearl, I'm so glad that the rabbit makes sense. There's big things happening for you, sweetheart. I get sidetracked with Spirit coming in and interrupting as they do. But yeah, good things are coming your way. Hello, Kathy Hardy. Okay. So, just in time, Black Horse, because you're up next. So let's get the cards and shuffle the cards for our Black Horse. I love that name, Black Horse. When I was younger, I was drawn to, I don't know if anyone here remembers the TV series Black Beauty. I absolutely loved that. I was drawn to the Black Horse. I think in past life I had a black horse, and I absolutely adore horses, but black horses, I have a thing for jet black horses. Oh, you're more than welcome. Yeah, Black Beauty was, oh, I absolutely loved watching Black Beauty. I would actually quite, I would watch it again. Even though I'm 57, I would quite happily sit and watch all the Black Beauty episodes. I just loved it. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I love horse. I love all animals, but I'm drawn to a horse. I think it's because one of my totem animals is a white horse. So I've always been drawn to horses. Yeah, you're right. Yes, I do remember the music on the show. Kind of went do 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 do. Never forget it. Yeah, I think if I remember rightly, it probably was on a Sunday. Yep. Oh dear, isn't it crazy how you remember things like that? Skippy, the bush kangaroo, that was another one. Only, and the thing is, you know how sometimes negative things can bring back happy memories, and you might think that's crazy, but sometimes negative things can bring back happy memories. And Skippy the kangaroo certainly did, because I would have been about 5 or 6, and I was in Cyprus because my parents were in the RAF, and we had a backyard, and in the RAF we moved from place to place, barracks to barracks, etc. And they had these old wooden packing boxes for the RAF families to pack everything in, and they had metal rims round them that were really, really sharp. And so, of course, Cyprus was really, really hot. So my dad used to have a hose in the backyard. And one day we were playing with the hose, and my brother kept on scooting me with the hose, as brothers do, right? Anyway, the ground was so slippy, I slipped, and I bumped the back of my head and split my head open on the packing box, the rim of the packing box, and I had about 7 or 8 stitches in my head, and I remember I was sitting watching Skippy the kangaroo after coming back from the hospital, and my mum was very strict on not giving us too much fizzy juice, fizzy pop like Coca-Cola or things like that. Bad for your teeth, she used to say. But I remember, because she felt so bad because I had hurt my head, she gave me a full bottle of Coca-Cola, and I thought I was a bee's knees, let me tell you, sitting on the sofa with stitches in my head, feeling sorry for myself, watching Skippy the kangaroo. with a full bottle of Coke while my brother got scolded for spraying the water. Amazing what memories. Yep, the bush kangaroo. Oh, the little hobo. I remember that. There's a voice keeps on calling me down the road. That's where I'll always be. Yep. I remember that one as well. Oh my goodness me, I'm showing my age. Well and truly showing my age now. My goodness me. Yep, I love that little dog. Just to, you know, that's what you call free spirit, wasn't it? He was a free spirit dog. It is, isn't it? I'm bringing back everybody's childhood here. Okay, let's see what we've got for Black Horse. Okay. Shuffle, shuffle. Okay, so Black Horse. Oh my goodness me, Black Horse. Rabbits come out twice, even after all that shuffling. So, again, rabbit represents family. Family is your all and absolute everything. But you're good with your hands too. And somebody in spirit is telling me, there's a gentleman in spirit who's telling me, you need to start working with your hands more again. You've stopped. You were passionate about something or you were good at something, but you stopped. I don't know if you can relate to that. But they're saying you need to pick it up again. And you need to do this again, if this makes sense. Oh, thank you. Everybody says that as well. Everyone says I've got a lovely voice. So I don't know if you can take the rabbit and the creativity side of this. Okay, so am I right in thinking then you gave up hairdressing to be National Health Service worker? Oh, yeah. What I actually asked there was, so did you give up your hairdressing in place of the National Health Service? Okay. This gentleman that's in spirit said, you were crafty with a pair of scissors, right? There wasn't a style that you couldn't do. And you loved being creative as well. You just didn't stick with the same style. You kind of explored you explored all different avenues of different hairstyles. Does that make sense? You wanted to put what he's saying is you wanted to put your mark on it. And you know what, I kind of get that because hairdressers are very creative. And a lot of hairdressers are quite competitive in the hairdressing field, and they want to try and do different designs and different styles, if that makes sense. There you go. And that's what they're saying. It was unique, weird designs, weird styles, right? You love doing that. You love creating those weird and wonderful styles because it was in your heart to do, right? That was your creativity. It's a bit like an artist. They create their own different styles of art, painting, acrylics, oil painting, all of that kind of stuff. And each one has their own different way and their own unique styles. And this is what this gentleman's saying. He knows that you changed. Do you have a grandfather in spirit? Because I feel this gentleman's a grandfather. Okay, well, it's your grandfather saying you need to pick up the scissors again. And he's saying there's no reason why you can't be in the National Health Service and also do a little bit of the hairdressing on the side. He says, especially in this day and age, because he says, from where he's sitting, he said, there are weird styles going on in the world that, back in his day, and this is how he's saying it, back in his day, a haircut was a short back and sides for a guy, right? And women had all sorts of styles. He says now guys have the most weird and wonderful styles. And he's saying, my grandson would have fitted it right into today's modern world. Maybe your granddad wouldn't have done, but he says you would have done. You would have fitted straight into there. So he's saying there is no reason why you can't have the best of both worlds. There's no reason why you should give up your creative passion of cutting hair, because you could do both. You could have your own sort of sideline or side business, if that made sense, that you could do in your own time, because you're good at it. So it's something that he wants you to think about. Oh, bless Beck. There you go. You've got Beck as a hairdresser. There's a connection already, right? You could swap notes or whatever. But yes, it doesn't matter whether it's dressing tables. It doesn't matter whether it's hairdressing, right? You could combine the two. You could, do like wedding hairstyles and wedding tables or whatever. The world is your oyster. If you're creative, the world's looking for creative people. Always looking for creative people, such as hairdressers, artists. Makeup artists are another thing as well. And if you're good at creating, right, that was no accident, right? Our paths are made up for us from the day we are born. We might not see it then, but we do. We have our paths in front of us. And our creativity came from that path. So it was always in you to be creative. But don't let that creative talent go to waste. Find spare time to add that creativity into your life, along with the national health thing. Hello, Courtney Woods. The readings list tonight is full. However, I do have a readings list on my profile. Please feel free to put your name down to be added to that list. And what I do is I go through the list every day and I pick a name and do a reading on my profile and tag that name in the profile. So if you ask for a card, I will reply that you are on my list, and I will get through that list as soon as possible. Failing that, I'm usually on here every night. I'm on tomorrow night doing another card about 9:30 to 10 p.m. my time in the UK. So I hope that helps. Black Horse, you are more than welcome. I'm so glad that your granddad came through, and he sends you so much love. And he says he couldn't be any more proud of you. You're more than welcome, Courtney. Some beautiful, beautiful messages tonight. Okay, so we have got Transbap, then Makasi, then Ann Man, and then we've got, is it Looney? Luna? Laurie, sorry, Laurie. I know what I mean. I can't even read my own writing today, honestly. Okay, Transbap first. If we've got Transbap, no problem, Joanne. Oh, hello, Blake. Yes, nice to meet you, Blake. Okay, let's shuffle the cards and see what the animal cards have got to say. All right. Some amazing readings tonight, and thank you all for your likes, your shares, your gifts, all of it, and your company. More so your company, because I've met some wonderful people. And thank you for all those who have followed as well. I will follow back. Okay, let's shuffle, 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 and see what these cards have got to say for Blake. Okay, Blake, you've got the dragonfly, the beautiful, beautiful dragonfly. And it's illusion. The dragonfly is all about illusion. And it's saying, you know who you really are. All right? But you know what? I feel that people have tried to mold you into someone that they want you to be. Does that make sense? It's like Blake was never the real Blake, the true Blake, was never accepted as far as in society goes, right? People always wanted to mold you, to control you, to change you in some way, right? I feel it's because you've got this heart of gold and you would do anything to please anyone. But when we work from that place, when we work from a place of self-love, but love for others as well, it's also a red rag to a bull for abusers or people who like to put people down. Bullies will go for the light workers. Abusers will go for the light workers, etc. And they will try and change that. They will try and snuff the very light out of you, lower your self-esteem, make you believe that you're not worth it, that you're something or someone less than you actually are, if that makes sense. Yep, the dragonflies are trying to be giving you this message. Okay, well, the dragonfly is saying stop trying to please the world, and it's time to spread your beautiful wings and fly. It's time to let the world know who the real Blake is, right? Because when you hide the real Blake to try and fit in, the only person that is going to be losing out here is you. Because you're trying to be what other people want you to be. And because you're not like everyone else, because you don't fit into their box, then it's okay to bully and mold and try and change Blake. Try and get him to be like us. No, hell no. Blake, you are who you are. And the people that don't like who you are, the people that judge you for being who you are, guess what? Cancel, clear, delete. Show them the door. They don't belong in your tribe. And they certainly don't deserve your respect. And they certainly don't deserve to be in your space. So wish them well and say, get on with your life. I'm not interested. But never hide your true identity. Never try to hide who you are. It's your difference that makes you unique. It's your difference that makes you special. And you know what? We all bring something beautiful into this world. And that includes you as well. You know, does it really matter if we want to, you know, we can be whoever we want to be. We have the free will to be whoever we want to be. If I wanted to be Coco the Clown, I would quite happily, if it was in my heart to be Coco the Clown, right, I would quite happily walk about with a clown face. You know, nothing wrong with that, is there? Because there's a big smile on your face all the time, you know. But, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, tomboys were girls that loved to climb trees and dress like boys. What's wrong with that? They're adventurous. They're different. They're unique. It doesn't matter. And really, does it really matter what clothes we wear, what styles we have, whether we want to be male, whether we want to be female, whether we want to be transgender, whether we want, no matter what we want to be. If it's in our heart to be that, then go with it. Because that's the true you. Don't show the world an illusion side of you. Show them the true side of you. That beautiful side of you. The side that makes you feel free. And never ever allow anyone to take that light away from you, or to take your individuality away from you. You're more than welcome. Oh, Blake, do you know what? It's not your negativity that you need to remove. It's other people's negative judgments of you that need to be removed. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you, sweetheart. You are perfect just the way that you are. And if anyone says differently, show them the door, right? You don't need their negativity. It's not your negativity, right? This is how the world wants you to think, that you're the one that's been negative, that you're the one that's been difficult, that you're the one that's been awkward. Hell no. The ones that judge you for being who you are, that's the negative Nancy's. That's the judgmental ones. That's the ones that don't allow you to be yourself. Right? There's nothing negative about you whatsoever. You're perfect just the way you are. The way you are is how you're supposed to be. And if other people can't accept you for the way that you are, show them the door. Because the right people will accept you for who you are. And I want you to be who you are. There's a lot of people that judge me for what I do, or they judge me because I have unusual eyes. Well, I'm a starseed. I'm not supposed to be, an ordinary human being. I'm a starseed indigo child. I'm a universal child. Of course, my eyes are going to be different from everybody else's. But you know what? I wouldn't be anybody else. I love who I am. And you get to a point in your life where you say, stuff the rest of you. If you don't like me, scroll on. That's what I love about TikTok. People on TikTok don't like me. Scroll on. Keep scrolling. I'm okay with that. Just scroll on. And the people that want to stay, come along, take a seat. Come and join us, and let's share some positivity in the world, because the world certainly needs more positive people. So, if it's one thing that I can pass on to you tonight, and if it's one thing the dragonfly is definitely telling you, is be yourself. Fly those beautiful wings, spread them out and fly high. And the ones that respect you, they'll fly high with you. Oh, thank you, Jodie. Exactly, Blake. You're more than welcome. Do you know what? The more they try and drag you down, fly even higher. Fly so high they can't even reach you to drag you down. Because you weren't meant to be on the ground. You were meant to fly high. So spread those beautiful wings and fly high. And the right ones, they'll come and fly with you. And you've always got a place here. So thank you so much. I'm so glad you got picked for a reading tonight, because I just feel that you needed that. You needed that so much. So thank you so much. Hello, John Shaw. Lynn Chinook, it's not a problem. Listen, go along to my, do you know what? Who have we got next? Right, we've got McCarthy and that. Do you know what? Lynn Chinook, I'm going to do you first. And then I will do McCarthy and Anne Mann. So let me just say thank you so much to Blake for joining me, because you were able to get that message. Okay, Lynn, I'm going to shuffle these cards for you, honey. But if you do fall asleep, you can get them on my Lady Moonlight channel as well. Oh, bless. Oh, you're welcome. Lynn, if you DM me whenever you've got time, DM me your full name, the town that you're in, and the country that you're in, and I will add you to my daily Reiki healing list and send you daily healing. Okay, let's shuffle these cards for our Lynn. And see what the animal cards have got to say. want to put so much energy into these cards for you. Oh wow. Lynn, do you or someone close to you or in your family have a mum in spirit? If it's not you, don't worry. There's a lady coming in and saying, please tell them it's mum. It's mum. Don't worry if it's not you. There is a lady in spirit who's coming through and saying, please tell them it's mum. Yeah, there's a lady in spirit who's saying that she's a mum. It's mum. She came running in just as I was shuffling the cards, and she's saying, can you let her know it's mum? It's mum. Is her full name Patricia? Yes. She's saying it's Patricia, but you may have known her as Pat. She came storming in as I was picking your card, and she says, can you tell her it's mum? Please tell her it's mum. That's all I kept saying. Okay, but her full name was Patricia. She says Patricia was a Sunday name. Very strong, yeah. She's a strong woman. She came running in. And she says she didn't give up her fight for life, if that makes sense. She didn't go down, she didn't pass over easily. Does that make sense? She was a fighter through and through. It's like, no, it's not my time, it's not my time. And she fought to the bitter end to stay with you all. She loved life to the full. You know, she was very social. Everybody that knew your mum absolutely adored her. She was the life and soul of the party. The kettle was on for anyone that needed, a little bit of TLC, that kind of thing. Well, she wants you to know that she's with you. She always has been. She's with the rest of the family as well. But she knows, how much you miss her as well. And she's giving you the cougar. Because she says, since your mum's passing, your confidence has been knocked a little bit. Because you and your mum were pretty close. You drew your strength and your confidence from your mum. And when your mum passed away, that confidence kind of dipped a little bit. Oh, bless. I'm just going to ask her if she's got a message for Paul. Only that she passes on her love to Paul, And she thinks it's quite comical because Paul has never really grown up. He's still got that daredevilish way about him, if that makes sense. But she wants to know that she's with you all. But she's saying, you know what? You don't need her for strength and courage. And yes, she's confirming that you were like a second daughter to her as well. She says you were part of, as far as she was concerned, you were her daughter, and that was how she treated you, if that makes sense. You were part of her family, and she accepted you as part of that family. No, she says she wasn't mad at you. She was mad at the world for taking her when it did, because she says that she didn't want to go. She didn't want to go. She wanted to. She said she had lots to do. She had plans, and she said nobody. You know, she was clinging to life to the very bitter end. But that was how she was. You know, she was strong. She, as you said, she was fiery. She wasn't a quitter. And she says she doesn't want you to be either. Oh, bless. Yeah. And you know what? She says, your place isn't with her. You've got a lot of living left to do. And if there's one thing that she can give to you today, it's don't wish your life away. You know, life is too precious and it's too fleeting, and before we know it, it's gone. She says you have got absolutely everything to live for. And she's never been away. She's always with you. She's with you, she's with Paul, she's with the rest of the family. She always will be. She'll be cheering you on through your trials. She'll be there with your tears. She'll be there with your laughter. She'll be there when you're smiling. But she says life is for living, and living it to the absolute full. She says you don't smile anymore. You hardly smile. And she misses that. She wants you to smile, because she'll be smiling right with you. And she said your place isn't with her just now. There's going to be plenty time in the future for you to reconnect with her in spirit. But it's not your time. You know, she wants to give you courage and the strength and the fire that she had in her belly when she was alive. And she wants you to have that. She's passing that fire, that spark, that zest for living onto you, because she says you have got a lifetime ahead of you. And the world is your oyster. There's nothing that you can't achieve in life if you put your mind to it. And she'll be there cheering and rooting you on every step of the way. And she says, who else is there to look after Paul in her absence? Somebody needs to keep him in line, she's saying. Yep, she was a strong woman. Oh, honey, do you know, if Spirit could tell you yes or no to that one, they definitely would. But it's not their place, is what she's saying, to tell that. But the advice that she can give you is, despite what other people tell you, right? Whether it's true, whether it's not, follow your gut instinct. And if you truly want to know whether your husband's cheating on you, the best lie detector is the eyes. Sit your husband down and say to him, I need to talk to you. And I'm going to ask one question. And all I'm asking for you, when you answer that question, is to look me in the eye and give me the answer. And you need to get him to promise that he will look you in the eye and tell you the answer. And then just simply come out with it and say, I need to know, are you or have you been cheating on me? Now, if he can look you straight in the eye and say quite fairly, no, I haven't been cheating on you, then he speaks truth. But if he's telling you, no, I'm not cheating on you, and looking away, or fiddling with his hands, or trying to avoid the question, or trying to avoid the answer, and not giving you any eye contact, you betcha he's cheating. You see, the eyes are the windows to the soul, and you can't deceive the soul. And the soul can't lie to another soul. So when you're looking soul to soul, eye to eye, doesn't matter how much you try not to lie, you cannot tell another soul a lie given eye to eye contact. It's impossible. Okay. Patty says you've just answered your own question. Does that make sense? You didn't need Patty to tell you. You already knew. But if she says if she's going to call her a spade, yes. What you do with that information is entirely up to you, is what she's saying. Hello, Leanne. Lovely to see you. Yes, she's saying you've pretty much answered your own question. Yes, but she's saying ultimately at the end of the day, what you do with that yes is entirely up to you. Do you give him a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chance? Or do you call it a day? Nobody can make that decision for you. This is something that you have to think seriously about. And maybe that's why she's sending you the courage. Because sometimes we love somebody so dear that it's hard to take in that they are being unfaithful. My ex cheated on me for 30 years. I knew. And I was told he was cheating on me. But part of you doesn't want to believe it. Part of you just thinks he's, and they will always promise, I'll never do it again. I will never ever do it again. Or they'll deny it and hope that you will believe them, and they keep doing it. So what you do with that information, no one else can tell you what to do with this, sweetheart. No one. Not even I can. It has to come from you. And even Patty says, I can't tell you what to do. This has to be your call. Okay. Patty says if you were to ask her advice, 3 strikes and you're out. But it's not her call, she says. This has to be your call, sweetheart. But if it was up to Patty, she said 3 strikes and they're out. Because you're worth more than that, is the answer that she's giving you. But ultimately, you've got some thinking to do. And you've got to do what's right for you. Oh yeah, she would kick him into touch. You know, she says he's got a lot of bloody growing up to do. And you know what? She says if he loses you, he's lost the best thing on this earth. And maybe sometimes it's going to take that kick up the backside. Maybe it's maybe you packing his bags and saying, we're done. If you can't respect me and make me your number one, we're done. Sometimes that's just enough to kick them into touch, as you would say. Yep. Well, she did say 3 strikes and you're out, so I'm taking it yes. And you know what? If you can't talk to him, just basically say, leave him a note. Get somebody else to say, look, we're done. I can't go through this anymore. And I'm not going to play second fiddle to somebody else. You either take me as I am and respect me for who I am and put me first, or you don't take me at all. Well, take it from somebody that left a narcissist after 30 years. They won't change. They never will. Right? They will lie till the cows come home. Right? They will always play the innocent. They will always play, oh, it wasn't me. Oh, I didn't do. Oh, don't listen to them. It's all in your mind. All of that. I've been there, done it, and worn the t-shirt. You'll never change a narcissist. It's in them. It's always going to be in them. But yes, definitely go to Women's Aid. For sure. As Patty says, 3 strikes and you're out. And this is why she's giving you the cougar. It's time to be bold and it's time to take charge of your life. And it's time to kick him to the curb. And it's time to grab your freedom. Yes, it's scary. I know, I've been there and done it. And you know what? If you're needing somebody to talk to, my DM box is always open. I've been there and done it, worn the t-shirt. It's why I started the Purple Hearts Unite, to help women like yourself to take charge and to take back their freedom. He doesn't deserve you. You're worth more than that. Go find somebody that loves you for the wonderful, beautiful soul that you are, because you deserve that and more. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be respected. And you deserve to be put first. Then I was 50 when I left my ex. 50 years old. I'm now 57. And I wish I had left him a lot sooner. But you know what? You're still young. You still have a long life ahead of you. Don't waste another second of it. As soon as you get over COVID, walk out that door and never ever look back. Never ever look back. I know my ex wants me back even after 8 years away from him. It's never gonna happen because he doesn't deserve a woman like me. You know, I found my soulmate and he puts me first and he puts me on a pedestal every single time. And he will, you know, die fighting for me. That's the person that is waiting for you. Not the person that treats you as a doormat and treats you as second best. You're not second best. You're a darn queen and you deserve to be put back on your throne. And this is what Patty's doing. She's gently giving you the courage and saying, you're Mr. Right, not a narcissist, but your Mr. Right is waiting. It's time to kick him to the curb and never look back. Never look back. Yes, get women's aid help as well. I don't know where, I don't know if you're in the UK, but there's a program for women called SAGE, SAGE, and they are absolutely brilliant for helping women such as yourself. Do you know how many times my ex told me that he loved me, even though he told me he cheated? Thousands of times. I can't live without you. But you know what? The minute I walked out the door, he was in the arms of his mistress. The minute I walked out the door. So there you go. That's how much he loved me. And he'll be the same. It's not you he loves. It's the control he loves. It's having you where he wants you. Having his cake and eating it. And he loves the fact that you take him back time and time again. This time, no taking back. This time, give him his cake. But he ain't eating the other bit. Because the best thing in his life has just walked out the door on him. So when you get well from COVID, pack your bags and go. And never ever look back. Well, you know, at the end of the day, Lynn, if it's your home and you bought everything, pack all this stuff, get the locks changed, kick his ass out the door. It's your home. If you've paid everything and he's contributed nothing to it, chuck him out. It's your home. You've got the right. Every court in the land will give you your home. So, you know, who's to say you have to walk out the door? Kick his ass out the door. Yep, I'm with Leanne. Chuck him out. Do you know what? Get as many black bags as you can get. Fill them up. Chuck them out in the street. hire somebody to change the locks, lock him out, and if he causes any crap or comes to the door or tries to break the door down, get him arrested. He's violent, he's abusive. Get him arrested. There's another one. Yeah, exactly. Get a restraining order. Whether it's joint or not, whether the home or the house is joint or not, right? It's your home just as much as what it is him. But if you get him arrested and you get a restraining order on him, he can't come near his home. He's going to have to find somewhere else, whether he likes it or not. The woman always gets priority. Don't give up your home for somebody like him. Well, get a restraining order on him. Right? If he's done it before and he's been arrested before and he's been inside before, get a restraining order on him. You've got grounds for a restraining order. And that way he can't come near you or the house. But at the end of the day, you're the mama bear. He might be the dad, but every court in the land will side on the mum's side. You know, whether he's trying to get round his daughter or not, it doesn't matter. You're that child's mum. You just have as much right to say to the daughter, no, this is how it's going to be. Well, do what's right for you. You know, sometimes, sometimes leaving the marital home is probably the better anyway on going into Women's Aid. I don't think I would have liked to stay in my ex's home because there's too many bad memories. So maybe starting afresh, going into Women's Aid with your children is the best thing to do. It takes away all the memories, it takes away all the bad crap and everything. And Women's Aid, he will not be allowed anywhere near the Women's Aid. Women's Aid will find you a secure and safe home, and he will not be allowed anywhere near it. Exactly. Do you know what? It's not about your daughter. How old is your daughter? If your daughter's old enough to sort of make up her own mind, etc., just okay. Well, do you know what? At 19, it's up to your daughter. If your daughter won't leave, then you let your daughter know that's her choice, but you can't stay. And it's up to your daughter, but I can guarantee you when you walk out the door and you get the support from Women's Aid, it won't be long before your daughter sees the true him. Because my son was autistic and he didn't want to leave the home either, and it broke my heart leaving him with his dad. But it wasn't long before the dad showed his true colours and started picking on my son, and my son walked out the door of his own accord. Your daughter has to see it for herself, and sometimes the only way that they see it for themselves is you sitting down with her and saying, this is how it's going to be. I can't live with your dad anymore. You have the choice to stay with your dad if you wish, or come with me. Either way, I have to do what I need to do for me. I have to put me first. The rest is up to your daughter. Hi, Gilan. Yep. The reading list for tonight is closed. Bless me. The reading list tonight is closed. However, I do have a readings list on my profile. Please put your name down for a card on that list. I will add you to my reading list, and eventually I get round to reading everybody on my profile that's on that list, and I tag your name in that. Failing that, I'm back here tomorrow night between 9:30 and 10. I always try to aim for 9:30, but I have a bit busy schedule, so sometimes it's. I always say I go live between 9:30 and 10 p.m. UK time. So I'll be back picking another 7 names tomorrow evening. But anyone can put their name down on my readings list on my profile page. She says, you're very, very welcome. Put you first now. That's why she sent the cougar, right? You need to have the strength, build up your strength, and walk out the door and never look back. As for your 19-year-old daughter, she's 19. She's old enough to make her own mind up. And believe you me, when you walk out of his life, that's when he can't help but show his true colours to your older daughter. And it won't be long before she walks as well. But you're more than welcome. I'm so happy that I knew there was a reason why I had to add you to the list tonight. So I'm so glad that you got that message. Lynn, you're beautiful inside and out, and don't ever allow anyone to tell you that. You're amazing, and that's why he doesn't deserve you. My DM box is always open if you need a friend to chat to. Always. Okay, so we're going to do Makasi next, and then Ann Man. So I don't know if Makasi is still with us. Oh, lovely Makasi. Oh, DM box, messenger. Send me a message. Direct message. I call it DM. Direct message. You can get me on message here. I'm also on Messenger on my Facebook group as well. My Facebook link's in my website on the bio. But I'm on both messengers. I answer to the Facebook Messenger, and I also accept messages here on. Yes, hello, Makasi. So either Messenger, Facebook Messenger or TikTok Messenger, I'm on both. You're more than welcome. So happy to help. Hello, Makasi. Thank you for being so patient and allowing Lynn to kind of skip over your place. But oh my goodness. Okay, give me a second, because it's a card flew out the deck, so I'm going to go with the card that flew. It literally flew out my deck. Okay. I'm going with the card that flew out the deck. That's the second card tonight that's flown out the deck. Good night, Lynn, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. Okay, Makasi, you have got the Hawk. And the Hawk is asking you to focus. Choose your priorities and eliminate all the distractions. I feel that there is too many choices in front of you and you can't make up your mind which one you need to go for. Does that make sense? It's like there's too many, you want to do one thing, but you want to do other things as well. You have a whole list. I feel that you have a whole list of things that you want to do. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's like, and that can happen sometimes. Sometimes we have all these ideas coming into our head and like, I want to do that. Oh, and I want to do that as well. And I think I can do that, and I think I can do that. But often when we're trying to put everything into one basket and try and multitask and trying to do it all, it adds to the confusion, and then it adds to frustration. And it says it's time to focus. It's time to really put the things that you have up here down on paper. List them, physically list them with pen and paper. And then focus on that list, right? And do a pros and cons. So say you wanted to do art, for example, but you also wanted to do nursing, but you also wanted to study to be a teacher, etc., right? I'm just giving examples here. So you look at the art. One, have you got enough finances to buy all the materials? And two, is it something that you're going to stick to long term? Or is it maybe just a part-time hobby? If it was then the nursing, you look at the